Tzu Chi continues to send much-needed medical equipment to fight coronavirus in Bolivia. Taiwan's government wins praise through coordinated response to coronavirus epidemic. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DAI Headlines. Let's get started. In the fight against the pandemic, Tzu Chi's assistance has reached Bolivia, where respirators, masks, and protective gowns have been donated to the local government. The most recent shipment came right on time, as one elderly patient was in dire need of a respirator. Here's more.
Outside the patient room, two children seemingly hold their own breath until they finally see their mother hooked up to a respirator.
We're so very thankful for the healthcare workers. They have reached out to us like angels. Otherwise, our mother's condition might have worsened.
Tzu Chi Foundation donated a respirator, and it came just in time to help your mother.
The respirator flew about 20,000 kilometers to save this life, but it's not the only item Tzu Chi is donating to help during this pandemic.
This is the third shipment that arrived in Bolivia. We have donated 10 respirators, 21,600 masks, 4,800 N95 masks, and 4,490 protective gowns.
Acting Mayor for Santa Cruz, Angelica Sosa, went live on Facebook the Tzu Chi donation ceremony and thanked the foundation for its charitable deeds. Of course, the local media also covered the event.
Expresar, primeramente, desde Santa Cruz, la Sierra Bolivia, nuestro agradecimiento, porque esto es al pueblo cruceño, querido Yen, a la Fundación Tzu Chi de Taiwan.
The immediate assistance has helped 40 hospitals solve their medical equipment shortage.
In 2008 and 2010, I visited Hualien, Taiwan's Jingsa abode with the superintendent. I have felt the master's compassion and seen how she cares for everyone without fanfare. Thank you to the master for still remembering about us and helping us.
Love and Care from Taiwan is here to help Bolivia.
During the coronavirus epidemic, Tzu Chi Liaison Office in Cambodia continued to carry out poverty relief in Phnom Penh. Recently, Tzu Chi cooperated with the government to deliver rice and daily supplies to 870 needy families. Let's take a look.
Tzu Chi ក៏គាត់លក្ខណៈថាគាត់មានការទទួលខុសត្រូវខ្ពស់ក្នុងការចែកអំណោយអញ្ចឹងគឺគាត់ត្រិតត្រៀមចំពោះគ្រួសារដែលខ្វះខាតក្រីក្រគឺគាត់ពិនិត្យទៅលើគ្រប់ស្ថានភាព
In Cambodia, the epidemic has not been defeated. Tzu Chi cooperates with Welfare Bureau in Phnom Penh to hold the distribution. Hundreds of volunteers were mobilized to complete the packaging of the materials.
I'm very happy to see everyone gathered together to help those in need.
The materials prepared by volunteers include rice, cooking oil, soy sauce, salt, sugar, and loaf of bread, which will help 170 families in need.
I am glad to receive Tzu Chi's rice distribution. The rice is enough for our family to eat for 2 months. Thank you, Tzu Chi. May volunteers always be lucky and safe.
Because of the epidemic, we cannot go out and have no income. If it rains, it will be even worse. Only lived with 1 or 0 meal a day. It's not enough to eat.
During the epidemic, I could not do business and have no income. My family is hungry. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for helping us and reducing our stress.
There are not many Tzu Chi volunteers in Phnom Penh, so the government and other organizations have also mobilized people to assist.
Seeing these poor people get help, we are very happy. This is what we should do. If we have the ability to contribute our efforts, we should do more.
The epidemic affects the residents towards the bottom level of the society, but Tzu Chi brings together the good forces to shine a ray of hope on them.
Malaysia's movement restriction orders have affected many families, causing them to experience food shortages. Volunteers in Sabah, Malaysia, sent supplies and relief funds to help. Here's more. Villagers wore volunteer vests and assisted Tzu volunteers to prepare for the distribution. Movement restriction orders made many families face food shortages. After learning of the situation, Kota Kinabalu volunteers immediately hosted 3 distributions.
We can't work and all of our savings have been used up.
The rice stock at home will be finished tomorrow. Yes, it's almost used up.
Because they don't have ID documents, they don't dare to go out, especially during the movement restriction order. Before, the police would catch them, so we decided to buy and distribute all of the materials they need.
Now 122 families no longer need to go hungry, as the materials brought by volunteers have solved the urgent needs of villagers.
These aid materials will help our family and could support us for about 2 months.
Even though we follow different religions, we all mutually assist each other. Thank you very much.
We must thank Allah for the chance to receive Tzu assistance today.
After receiving the supplies, everyone's face was filled with smiles. Many recipients said that they haven't eaten rice for many days, and today they finally have the chance to eat delicious rice.
Volunteers also don't forget to share the bamboo coin bank to encourage villagers to harness the power of a little money to do more good.
Anyone who wants to donate to this bamboo coin bank can do it. 50 cents, 20 cents, and 1 cent is okay. All you need is a rich and sincere heart.
In fact, almsgiving are not just for the rich, but also an action that the underprivileged can undertake, as many aid recipients here are also willing to become donors. In Malaysia, 8 migrant workers were unable to leave the country because of the movement control order. After staying for 3 months, they faced financial difficulties. Tzu volunteers immediately offered aid during their time of need.
We help a lot of charity.
Because of MCO, we are stranded here in Malaysia, and we have nothing to do but to stay and try to fight, try to be strong.
The 8 Filipino workers who are staying in Kuala Lumpur holding tourist visas were originally here to transit to Poland to work. Due to the epidemic, they were forced to stay here.
During MCO, financial problem, because I am the one who paid for my rent here, for my food.
After staying in Malaysia for 3 months, they have spent all their savings and only live on canned food and instant noodles.
What religious, what kind of races, we don't care. As long as you need help, we come.
After learning their plights, Tzu volunteers care for them and distribute aid to them through the difficulties.
Thinking about my children, my family in the Philippines, I'm trying to be strong. Very thankful to Tzu Foundation for giving this help, very big help for us. Thank you, thank you.
1 second, 2,000 animals being slaughtered. In 1 day, there are 210 million. So in 1 year, guess how many? 1 year. How many? Animal being 77 billion.
After sharing the data on the animals slaughtered, volunteers share the vegetarian diet and introduce the bamboo coin bank era.
We spread it to the next people. Yes. It can be any 10 cent or 20 cent or any cent.
Although life is hard, life is full. With the sum of coins, foreign workers can become helpers.
Taiwan has been at the forefront of the coronavirus battle, with the central government integrating domestic medical research. Taiwan's response has been impressive and inspiring, winning praise from around the world. Here's more.
Epidemic prevention is regarded as combat, but we are not fighting ordinary soldiers. We are fighting an invisible virus.
Taiwan's epidemic prevention campaign launched as early as the end of 2019.
The first batch were Taiwanese businessmen returning from Wuhan who we put into quarantine.
The frontline epidemic prevention command units includes our Ministry of Health and Welfare and CDC. They are the policy side of the epidemic prevention, helping mobilize medical resources to the front line, doing the most efficient integration. It is a fact they mobilize very quickly and very well.
In addition to Taiwan's Central Epidemic Command Center directly issuing epidemic prevention policies, all research units also mobilized quickly.
中研院大方公开最新研究，这一项技术独步全球，引发各界关注。
国卫院疫苗研发中心是疫苗国家队的主力成员之一。
国光科技实验室大公开。
Mobilizing the National Health Research Institute, Academia Sinica, National Taiwan University, and Chenggung University occurred quite quickly because they have P3 laboratories.
Because this is a special infectious disease, the so-called novel coronavirus, real-life laboratory operations must be conducted in this P3 laboratory.
The integration between academia and the medical community began on February 2020. On February 27th, the Central Epidemic Command Center upgraded the level of Epidemic 2 to Level 1, and for the first time, an R&D team was added, with the NHRI head calling for integration of domestic research and development resources, including testing, drugs and vaccines, and also setting up a new disease prediction model. These four major groups are all integrated in a platform across different ministries and agencies.
All P3 labs are needing biological samples, and pairing can use our platform to secure these samples and resources.
The source of the most needed biological specimens for research and development of pharmaceuticals is the Central Epidemic Command Center, which added a technical support platform to provide blood specimens of domestically diagnosed patients for use by major academic institutions. Integration of these resources has enabled the top medical researchers in Taiwan to quickly spring to life and operate at a level of international standards.
This infectious disease has no borders, so it requires international cooperation. Don't worry about our domestic cases being insufficient, which could hinder our research and development. If our products are good enough, I believe that clinical testing in other countries is very feasible.
Every research unit in every country hopes to have this opportunity to get a maximum amount of volume testing. The special thing about medical treatment is that its information is relatively transparent, so all aspects of the new developments will be quickly known and will eventually be shared in the fastest way possible.
I hope that we can detect the antigen and figure out how this can be used to identify and treat infected people.
On the fourth day of Lunar New Year, I declined a family invitation, as I said we have to hurry up and write some programs to make the whole system work.
For this kind of repetitive work, I have to do it a few times a day, but I don't count this test because it hasn't been successful yet.
With this virus, we can see how it affects people's hearts. If we can achieve some results soon, we should be able to alleviate this phenomenon.
Being able to give a little effort is very fulfilling and gives him a sense of purpose.
To encourage more youth to contribute to the public sector, Tzu Chi volunteers host a Youth for Public Welfare Plan, where funding and mentorship are offered. 13 finalists were selected. Let's meet them.
These activities of where one team member who can see tries to communicate with their partner who is blind to put the blocks together in the right formation, or trying to navigate walking as a blind person is all about teaching people empathy.
This isn't about solving the job market problem for the disabled. Instead, it's about improving their communication. Why is there a communication problem? Because there is no empathy.
Today, I have stolen your vision, and you are not just like your disabled co-worker. When your starting point is the same, you will understand where they come from.
This young troop leader wants to pass down the art of Taiwanese puppetry to the next generation. With the puppetry group teaching the younger generation this craft, the art of it can continue on. The troupe also plans to teach seniors how to control puppets as well.
Those older might not be able to control the puppets as well, but we will ask nearby schools to work with us, where the adults recite the words and the students control the puppets.
This is the program Tzu Chi Foundation is hosting to encourage the youth to use their creativity in the public sector. The 13 groups which have been chosen are here to show and tell their accomplishments. The judges who raise their signs signifies they would like to work with the group. This program not only provides funding for the group, but also includes the long-term assistance of a mentor related to their field.
Tzu Chi's assistance for these professional instructors to help for a year may not be enough, but if these professionals want to mentor for longer periods, or such ages like Angel Fund has shown interest in supporting our program, we welcome such further collaboration.
It is hoped with the mentorship of these young people, society will be stronger and filled with more compassion.
In Zhangzhou, China, an elderly recycling volunteer has changed a lot since dedicating herself to recycling. Despite her small stature and old age, she is very energetic, and her health has dramatically improved.
In Dongmei Village, Zhangzhou, China, residents live along the river. They do their laundry and watch vegetables in the river, ignoring the garbage floating on the water. Grandma Xiuying carries her self-made net and collects the plastics from the river water.
I collect the plastic bags and other items. They can be recycled.
This is the volunteer work of 78-year-old Chen Xiuying, who's small in stature. She has been doing recycling for 6 years, ignoring other people's negative comments.
The neighbors said that you have collected the truckload of recyclables in a month. Why don't you sell them? I said that selling them would bring little money, but if we bring them to Tzu Chi, they can be used to save lives. If we take a little money, we spend it.
With the test of time, the neighbors have learned that Grandma Xiuying is serious about recycling. She has even got rid of her bad habit of betting on the lottery.
Playing the lottery brings worries. I will feel terrible if I lose. If I win a little bit, I will be happy, but I will lose again. It's useless. In the past, I was weak and had headaches. I often felt uncomfortable and had to go see doctors. Now I do not need to go see doctors. My health has improved and my family has become more harmonious. She used to take a calendar to analyze ways to bet the lottery. She did it till she felt headaches. After she dedicated herself to recycling, she used the calendar to remind herself to do recycling on Saturdays and join study groups on Wednesday evenings.
Chen is volunteering for long hours from daytime till it gets dark. When there are celebrations, she works so hard that she will get calf cramps. However, she continues to volunteer. She also tells people about her age so they will not worry for her. Seeing how energetic she is, people hope this young grandmother will continue to do recycling until she turns 100 years old.
Staying in Zhangzhou, China, a Tzu Chi care recipient for 4 years suffers from lifelong cerebral palsy. He remains optimistic about life, and although he has mobility issues, he insists on taking care of himself.
Tzu Chi volunteers go into his life. Warm greeting like this has lasted 4 years. In the love delivering campaign in 2016, Tzu Chi volunteers got to know Chen Wenming, who is a patient with cerebral palsy. They get along so well that he has made a nickname for a volunteer. They chat as usual, making Chen Wenming very happy. Although his legs are atrophied and his speech was unclear, Chen Wenmin is still optimistic and insisted on doing the housework by himself.
It's very, very difficult for him to take a step, but you see that his living environment is so clean, there's not even a bad smell. We're always touched by his vigor towards life.
His optimistic character is derived from his family who love him. His brother lived next to him after getting married, so as to be more convenient to take care of him. He also has his aged uncle to stay with him.
He always complained about not being able to make money. I told him to take these cartons for recycling to make money so that he could have money to donate. He put in a coin on odd-numbered days, whereas 2 coins for even-numbered days of a month.
You guys come regularly to give him support in life. It's really good to have such organization in society. The help is so great. I'm more relaxed than before.
Although his imprisoned body prevented him from going out, he could share the feelings through volunteers as if he had been there. Although others may feel pity for him, he quite enjoys his life.
A master's degree student has been practicing piano while fighting cancer since junior high school. After 10 years, she not only held a recital, but also soothed cancer patients in the hospital by playing piano. She recently won the 24th Zhou Daguan Fervent Global Love of Lives Award.
Actually, I prefer playing lively songs.
Playing her favorite song, her fingers dance across the piano keyboard. It's hard to imagine that this sunny girl has been fighting against cancer for the last 10 years.
I have suffered from cancer since I was in junior high school. I have relapsed twice. During the previous chemotherapy session, I didn't have an appetite and always vomited.
For her, I can see her passion for life and the spirit of working hard to pursue her dreams.
In her 8th grade, Ye Meijun accidentally discovered that she has a malignant tumor in her spine, and her physical condition was not as good as before. Yet, she insisted on going to the hospital to comfort other cancer patients with her piano music.
I have received lots of assistance from many people in the hospital, so I want to see if I can help others with music.
Even though her role of music is harder than others, she faces it bravely.
Don't give up, because you can always keep going if you don't give up.
No matter it's her musical performances or attitude towards handling different matters, I can see her passion for life.
Ye Meijun's persistence won her the 24th Fervent Global Love of Lives Award. In the future, she will continue to play the piano and spread joy with music.
The Julian Senior High School in New Taipei City held an extreme graduation ceremony, using ropes to cross campus to receive their diplomas. We'll leave you with this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.